I was using a new handbag this morning from Suzanne, which I love. And Ben goes to me, where's that from? I said, Suzanne. He goes, that's nice. It'd be nice if it was from the Row. Yeah, no, yeah, it would. Yeah. Thanks, it would be. Can we just, make that happen? Welcome to a special edition of the SheerLuxe Team Podcast with me, Charlotte Collins. This week, I'm joined by our founder and CEO, Georgie Charlotte. Hi.
Hi.
We haven't done a catch-up for a while. I think it's been about a year,
I think it's been about a year, yeah.
So we thought we'd do a bit of a debrief, a bit of a catch-up. There's a lot going on here.
Someone wrote to my Instagram last night, oh my God, is the same amount going to happen next year that's happened this year? I was like, I hope not.
Do you remember why I keep laughing? Because we came back in January and we were like, we're not going to launch anything this year. Do you remember? January this year, we're going to just consolidate. Just going to refocus.
We actually did, you're right.
That was the January strategy. But things move fast.
It was.
I mean, we've got loads of questions. We're going to talk about everything from what's going on here to fashion to beauty. I know you've got some new beauty recs that I'm excited to ask you about. Should we talk about SheerLuxe?
Yes.
We've got loads of questions here. Let's start because I have an answer to this. Someone says, what is your favourite part of the year at SheerLuxe? And mine is now.
I know yours is now, isn't it?
When's yours?
Could it be December the 23rd? I quite like January. I feel ready in January. I feel ready in September, but it's such a busy time for us now that it's quite like, buckle up, buttercup, because it's going to be hardcore until 23rd of December.
Yeah.
So I sort of, brace. Whereas I feel January, it starts at a sort of slower pace.
Yeah. It's a bit more of a regrouping time.
You love this. I love that you love this time.
I love it.
So, yeah.
Can I ask you, this isn't on a list, but I know I get asked this all the time, what you do now? Because people ask me all the time, oh, so how does it work? And what's your role? And what's Georgie's role?
Is she really entertaining? Yes, she's really entertaining.
So what is it that you do every day? What do you focus on now?
Basically, anything new, we always say, anything that doesn't have sort of legacy, I like to have eyes on or a look at. And I guess that's in all areas of the business. So, yeah, I mean, editorial, I have a little look as CEO, and I've sort of said before, I guess experience and being so far removed does make it quite useful or annoying sometimes. Someone that can look at something and but very little to do with editorial, which is just amazing. You're doing an incredible job. It's so great to see. It's so great to see. Marketing. I mean, there's so much that sits under marketing and biz dev and innovation, which sort of sits with Maya. But we've launched the community this year. That's going really well. It's amazing to see our peers sharing information with each other. There was something on where to go for laser eye surgery, and there were people sharing sort of regional recommendations. And someone chimed in and said, "Oh, I went to this guy at so and so," and then two other people said, "Oh my God, he's the best," and that's such a thrill to see. So yeah, whether it's developing the community, although that's now live and running quite well, so I've got a lot less to do, but initially there was a lot to do. Looking at, acquisition and what our strategy is going forward. We've done a lot more in the last year with sort of physical events, so sort of top line being a bit involved in those. Quite a lot around tracking and reporting, looking at our sort of sophistication of our revenue business model. We brought someone in recently with great experience, and I've been working quite closely with her to looking at our SEO strategy and our affiliate strategy and various bits of software to bring in to make us more sophisticated and make her more professional. Working a bit with the commercial team.
Luxe & Co?
So much. Luxe & Co, yes, working with that team. I'm quite involved in the early stages of onboarding new clients. And yeah, I try and keep a close eye on what's happening there. But it's going so well. We've just started working with Nadine Marabi, which has been a bit of a dream. When I launched Luxe & Co, they were sort of the one. I was like, I really can see this brand growing. I think they've got huge potential. So we've just done our first shoot with them, which was
amazing.
Which was great. We're launching blush talent management any minute, which is a kind of natural progression for us. We work with lots of contributors, and with that, their reach grows. So it's a really natural step. Plus we have brilliant talent internally, and we're sort of privy to work with such great faces and names in the industry that it feels like a really natural part of the puzzle.
SheerLuxe ecosystem.
The SheerLuxe ecosystem. And then Middle East.
Middle East. I mean, there's so many questions here about the Middle East. Do you want to kind of top line, like, where did the idea come from? Why the Middle East? People ask all the time about us moving into different regions. So kind of why there, and what's been the process thus far?
Yeah, people will say to me, how's your new role? I'm like, I've never worked so hard in my life.
You long for the days of copy edits.
Oh my God, wow.
I have to say, I do listen to you talk about all of that. I'm like, whew.
Yeah. So Middle East, sort of came to me in January, I think, when I was having a bit of I took myself off for a day and just sat and thought about our priorities for the year. And to your earlier question, they involve moving email marketing agency, which is an enormous job, to working with our FD, to working with our chief of staff, to looking at, structure of the team and the business. Anyway, but I sat down to have one of those days where I was going to sort of list out, by team, by area of the business, what we were going to focus on. And I was sort of reading and kept reading about the growth of the Middle East and the change that was happening there. And I remember coming into a meeting here and talking to the team. I think someone in Hong Kong actually approached me and said, would you be interested in us setting up a franchise out here? And it's something I've been asked about before for Australia. And we sort of chatted it through a bit. And anyway, I think we all as a team thought, maybe that's sort of planning permission. Someone else can do that one day. And I went off and I read a bit more about the Middle East, and a bit more and a bit more. And actually it was at Easter when I was skiing with my family, and I was having lunch with my husband, and I'd read something that morning, and I was like, this won't leave me alone. And I feel like there's a lot of change for women. There's a new emerging generation. The population of Saudi Arabia, I think 65% are under 35. And I was reading more and more about Doha and Kuwait and Riyadh and then obviously Dubai, and the fact that Dubai's sort of gone through or going through Dubai 2.0. I mean, I think we all remember years ago when Dubai was booming and everybody was looking for success, and then there were a lot of redundancies, weren't there? And then I think post-pandemic, during the pandemic, there was a lot of growth in e-commerce out of there. So someone I know who works in media, I remember him saying to me, e-commerce is really taking off in Dubai. And that was at the same time when I was kind of looking at the Middle East and looking at the growth. And then I started to look at the publishing landscape there and couldn't really see anything. There isn't really anything that does what we do, which I sort of call modern digital publishing. And I say modern because digital's been around for, 17 years ago I started SheerLuxe, and digital looked very different there. And there's no one doing what we're doing there. Publishing is quite print focused, and there is no one there with our sort of authentic voice curating product. So I did quite a lot of research, and I discovered that e-commerce had really boomed in and since the pandemic. They have very fast deliveries. You can order from Unas, which is like a sort of matches multi-brand retailer, and have something delivered. I tested it out when I was there the other day, and I got a lipstick to my restaurant in 90 minutes.
Cool.
I mean, that's how quick
Love
it is.
that.
And as I said, did lots of research. Net-a-Porter are there, Matches are there, Unas are there, Harvey Nichols are there, Bloomingdale's, and then also Reiss, Massimo Dutti, Zara, plus loads of entrepreneurs. And I started to realise that actually there's loads of innovation and creativity and entrepreneurs in the region. And, Dubai is not just Lamborghinis and holidays. And obviously tourism is huge for them. But, really they are working very hard to position themselves on the global business stage. And so, knowing that we are such supporters of entrepreneurs and, founder-run businesses, and we love discovery, I sort of realised that the combination of those entrepreneurs and influencers and creatives and innovators combined with all these brands from kind of Interdex to Reese to Harvey Nichols meant that there was a place for us. So we did a lot of focus groups with about 40 women. And a lot of them were saying that they were reading our content, or these were sort of more English Western expats.
Let's be clear, this isn't just for expats, is it?
No, absolutely not. And this is really about talking to the Arab world. And people have often said, would you go to the US? I'm like, digital publishing is pretty advanced there. There are others doing similar to us. I mean, not quite the same, I like to think. But to me, the Arab world is where publishing is not where we are. And there's this massive growth in the population. There's a much younger generation. It's not all the super wealthy, plus all this creativity. And we need to talk to this new generation of readers. And that is, men and women from the Arab world. So Dubai has felt like a sensible place to start. And it's an amazing place. And there is so much going on there. And we started with a couple of focus groups in Dubai. Well, we reached out to our UK database, and our database is very, very heavily UK. And they were saying, we're reading SheerLuxe, but we can't shop it because of shipping. And, we love it. We love the curation, but it's not so relevant to us here. It's great for trends, but it's not actually giving the product. I then did a lot of research. I think I had about 30 remote meetings from here with anyone and everyone I could speak to, running businesses, expats out there. I mean, Dubai is, I think, 11% Emirati. The rest is expats, and that ranges from Lebanese to Indians to Brits to Australians to French. It's hugely, diverse. But Dubai has felt like the place to start. There's so much happening there. It's an amazing place. I think people that don't know it can sort of have preconceptions about it, but I've really fallen for it, and I've had a few trips there now. But the big opportunity is the whole region. So that involves Dubai, of course, the whole UAE. It involves Qatar. It involves Saudi. It involves let's see. But it feels really exciting. It felt like something that was too obvious not to do it. And I think you can quite often talk yourself out of things, especially when you're trying to focus and consolidate and not launch anything new this year.
Structurally, what is it going to look like? People keep asking, is it a newsletter? Is it social media? What's the offering out there?
So it's a 3-pillar approach, which is site, social, and broadcasting. And actually, you and I have talked about change in balance from web to social to broadcasting to, SheerLuxe now we say, what is it?
Yeah, so it's web, podcast, social, YouTube, community. Not necessarily in that order, but right, those are where once we looked, as we always say, it was core site and everything else was kind of a satellite around it. Yeah. We now look at those pillars.
Yeah, that's the network.
Evenly.
I think you labelled it the network.
Yes, thank you.
So the 3 pillars, and the website was, it's the legacy product, isn't it? We were saying, but these other things. I mean, we should talk about TikTok, but these other things grow, and the balance changes slightly. So I think going to the Middle East, it's a 3-pillar approach, which is site, which is starting actually as a weekly email, with plans to potentially go to twice a week, but I don't see it going any more frequent than that, in all honesty, and sort of alongside that, with sort of very equal balance, is social. So currently that is Instagram and TikTok, which is going really well. And the 3rd pillar is broadcasting, which, again, I think our voice is such a part of who we are. So I'm excited to develop that out there. And I've just been out there.
Yes, I was going to say, so you've just been out there for quite a long slog. 10 days? Yeah.
No, I actually hit the wall.
You tapped out on day 9.
On the last day, and Eloise, one of our team, was leaving, and I suddenly was like, I have to go home. I'm so homesick. I just don't need to see my children. I rang VA and I was like, please help me. I need to see my children. And this sweet guy, he was like, okay, I'm going to help you. So, it was 9
nights.
long.
And I mean, I know you and Elle had like a grueling schedule. What were you making? And I mean, you were just so buzzing off that trip, weren't you? So what was so
Yeah.
amazing about it?
It's hard to. I was saying to senior team, it's hard to really describe what I think we went through, which was, I think, the best analogy is like running the marathon de Sable, which is what 5 marathons in 6 days.
Yeah,
Well,
something like
we
that.
did 6, and you do the first. We did 6. So the concept was we did 6, and it was 6 days filming a day with some of the leading ladies in the Middle East. And, you know, Dubai, I think, as I said before, is often seen as sort of flash cars and amazing hotels. And my God, is the food scene incredible out there. But there is also a lot more to it. And there are some incredible entrepreneurs and women in business doing really exciting things. And the thing I'm most excited about is we had such a phenomenal time with these women. I feel so privileged to have spent 6 days. The first one was a brilliant makeup artist, self-employed. The next day was 2 women running a talent agency. The next day we went to Riyadh and spent the day with a 24-year-old entrepreneur who has 2 businesses. One is a matcha cafe business, a bit like Joe and the Juice. She has 2, she's opening 3 more.
Cool.
She's an architect. She also has this salon, which, I mean, I say salon, it's the most stunning, beautiful, sort of bohemian, rustic vibes that you've ever seen. And
sorry to interrupt, but what was Riyadh like?
Riyadh, look, I sort of approached Saudi tentatively, but you can focus on, you know, as you said, you can focus on the politics, you can focus on the people.
Yeah.
And you can focus on the past, or you can focus on the present and what's happening now and the change that's happening. And, you know, there are 35 million people there, or whatever the population is. And there's good, you know, there's a lot of change to come, but there's great change happening. And we were with this girl, Yara, who has 1.5 million followers on Instagram, who is one of the warmest, most beautiful. I mean, the people throughout our trip were the most hospitable and warm people I've come across. Like, I've really fallen for the region and the people and the history. And I actually studied Islam, the history of Islam and Islam when I was at Edinburgh University for 2 years. We had to do an extra subject, so it's kind of a weird 360 that.
I never knew that.
Did you not?
No.
I know, at Edinburgh you had to do 2 extra subjects. And yeah, I was always fascinated by it. And I think, you know, yeah, I so it's sort of weird that there I am, and I love oud and I like the music, and you know, I've discovered some great sort of Arab house music, which is great.
You must have a past life
maybe
in that region.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I did study the history bit, so I feel like I come at it. You know,
You've got some context.
Yeah, and anyway, the people were just so warm and hospitable. So back to Saudi. I mean, this girl is hugely loved and respected by the people of Saudi Arabia. And, you know, we'd be standing in her cafe or her salon or walking along, and people were coming up to her and saying, "Can I have a picture? Can I have a picture? Can I have a picture? You are the biggest." This one woman said, "You are the biggest inspiration to Saudi women. You have no idea what you've done for us." And that was like ridiculously emotional. So, and then, we spent the day with her. We went to Rocca in the evening, where she's done a partnership with Rocca, which is pretty cool. And you're in there, and there are people in their niqabs, there are people in abayas and hijabs, there are people in Western clothes. You know, it's not. My father actually lived in Dubai and couldn't believe. He was asking what it was like, and I was saying that it was a real mix, and he sort of couldn't believe that. One of the things we really discussed when we were there was sort of the fact that people in the Arab world, not all of them, but some of them, feel like they're seen through this lens of the media. And as a result, they were so warm and sort of so welcoming and so happy to have us there, which you don't always get when you're filming with people here. And, you know, we did school runs with them. We did meetings. We had breakfast, lunch, dinner. We sat in the car with them for hours. We the only time I wasn't with each of them was when they went to the loo. Like, quite literally.
Okay, it was intense.
It was, 14 hours
Wow.
a day filming. Not always, but a lot. And for me, as I said earlier, the plan for SheerLuxe Middle East is the Middle East. But I was like, right, we'll start in Dubai. I can get my head around Dubai. It's very international.
And speaking of, I mean, anyone who's seen your office on BTS or whatever, I mean, it's like a map of the whole region. Like, you really are, you're doing your homework, aren't you?
Oh my God.
There's like 10 maps. I'm calling it the war room at the moment because there's like 15 maps to the region.
I've got a list of the GCC countries, which is like, it's meant to be.
Again, meant to be.
And those are Gulf countries, not my countries. And the UAE countries. And so the plan was start with Dubai, one foot in Dubai. As I said, I did a lot of research, and people were like, Dubai is ready for you. The Middle East is ready for you. This is the time. This is the right time. And so I was like, yeah, start in Dubai. And then I was like, I can get my head around that. I was like, a bit daunted by the rest at the moment, one step at a time. Anyway, a week before we were due to go, Jessica, my assistant, and I were on a call to Yara's team. And one of them said, well, of course, we're in Riyadh. I was like, sorry.
You're where?
Like, we're in Riyadh. I was like, okay. And then I was like, okay, I really like this girl and her business. I was like, okay. I was like, we're going to Riyadh. And actually, have to say, we just had the most incredible day. We got to the end of the day, and Eloise and I walked up and down this road. And we walked in and out of these restaurants being nosy. And they were like, come in.
Aww.
I mean, there's no drinking. We were just on such a high from life. Yeah, if someone said, do you want to go there for a weekend? I'd go there literally like that. There are 43 new hotels opening in Saudi Arabia in the next year. There's Alula, which is, stunning. Check it out if you're interested in adventure. There's Neom. Apparently Jeddah's amazing. There's Diriyah, which is like the sort of historic town just outside of Riyadh. I mean, there's just so much to this place. But that was not the plan to go there. Suddenly we were going there. Incidentally, they've made getting a visa very easy. It's very much open now. So anyway, after that day, I was sitting with Eloise on the plane. I was like, no one will ever quite know what this day has felt like to go to this country that's been, so hidden away for so long and has the history that it has. To go to this country and have had the day we had, the magical day, was just like, gives me goosebumps. Yeah. And I feel so fortunate that it happened by total chance. And
now, you might have been so tentative to go there.
Yeah.
If it wasn't just kind of.
Yeah, and we also hung out with this brilliant influencer called Nia, who's best friends with Yara, who actually grew up here and moved to Saudi when she was 12.
It's a small world, isn't it? You found that everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, it's a small world, and I'm now like, okay. So now it's not so daunting. So that was like a really happy coincidence. Anyway, then we did Monday. We did Karen Wazan, who is like the Kim Kardashian of.
I mean, she's huge.
She's got 8 million followers. She's fucking babe. She's so great. She's so wise. The most lovely mother. I mean, we did her school run. I went on her date night. I mean, name it. And then we did a really wonderful stylist and interior designer. And the last day was, my biggest crush ever, a woman called Nadine Kanzo, who's like the sort of Anna Wintour of Dubai, the Middle East. She has a jewelry brand with a lot of Arabic script. The Arabic script is so beautiful. And my God, she's cool. She's a fan of Gucci. Serious girl crush. So yeah, it was a lot. It was utterly draining, but it was totally amazing. And so we're hoping to create 6 one-hour episodes out of that, which will be obviously in English because I was on camera, but subtitled in Arabic. So that's a very long-winded answer to your question. But the third pillar is broadcasting and also podcasts. I'm going back to Dubai in just under 3 weeks to film our first podcast, and then hopefully to hand over the reins to someone out there.
That's another question. How does it work team-wise? People keep asking how involved our team is with it. But we've got some people on the ground, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. We've got a full-time fashion and content editor. We have a social media person on the ground. We've got 2 on the ground. We are very fortunate to have a member of our team, Elaine Lloyd-Jones, who came with me on my first trip out there, who is from here, managing editor of the Middle East, as well as being our senior fashion editor. And she actually was editor-in-chief of Grazia Middle East. So she actually was there when it launched. And knows a lot of people. She's liked and loved by a lot of people out there. So she's really sort of helped to have the right meetings. She also then came back here and then went back and did a year's maternity cover of Harvest Bazaar. So that's been a really amazing start. And actually in January, I went to her and we had a call with a friend of hers who worked out there. And then I sort of put this to bed. And then I was saying, I got to Easter and I was like, got to do this. And then we very quickly did our first trip. So she is working on it from here. We also have someone building all the content from here. And then the whole team here is involved. Maya on the marketing side is very involved, working with a great marketeer out there on the ground there, with a great project manager out there. So, the whole senior team's involved. Just to finish on those 3 pillars, I sort of see the broadcasting pillar as a really, I think what I've learned more and more is this opportunity to have this sort of corridor between the UK and the Middle East. And initially I thought, we do UK here and then Middle East there. But actually the travel corridor is huge. The change that's happening. You only have to look at Matches, who have now got, are working with the Arabian Fashion Council to, promote talent there. And more and more of the talent there are sort of selling here and, obviously vice versa. So I see broadcasting as a really exciting, I see this series as a really exciting way, people in the UK that don't know the region, to see the great things that are happening there. And hopefully they'll fall for it because, I had the most amazing 6 days of my career. Wow. The hardest and the most amazing, without a doubt. The site goes live 2nd?
Yeah.
Is it 2nd? October.
Yeah.
2nd of October, the social's live. The episodes are all going to drop at the same time.
Oh, some binge watching to do.
I hope so.
Dream.
I really hope so.
And a launch party to come.
And the launch party, which you'll be at.
Woo!
On the 14th of November. Have you seen the invite?
No.
Oh, it's so sexy.
You did, Georgie. You sent me a video from.
You were off yesterday, which is why you haven't seen it.
That'll be why. From the location though, which looks insane.
Amazing.
Super
It's
cool.
the Edition. The Edition in Dubai is not. It's well known. I was with Amrita, who's our fashion and content editor, and she was like, "This is the chicest hotel in Dubai." I was like, "Yes, Amrita."
Win.
It's so cool. We're having cocktails, canapes, a DJ, and hopefully a really fun party. We've got a great guest list already, actually. And I messaged quite a few people for their email addresses, and they were like, "Yes, I'd love to come." So I'm really excited, and it's very cool because it looks over. They call it the Old Town. I don't know if it's that old, but some lovely, lovely sort of Middle Eastern architecture. And then behind that, you've got downtown. So you've got skyscrapers and the Burj Khalifa. And it's by a pool. And it's just...
Good vibes.
Yeah, I'm really excited. So that's the 14th. And then onwards.
Onwards and upwards.
Yeah, so.
British Airways have been incredibly helpful throughout this process.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Full transparency that this is a partnership, but what a lovely one. So it was.
We're not complaining about our British Airways partnerships, are we?
They get a bit of a hard time sometimes. I have to say, I always fly British Airways. I find their customer service lovely. I find the staff lovely, and I'm British and I'm proud to fly British Airways. But it was a bit of a dream to partner with British Airways. We have obviously worked with them. We did our amazing New York trip. You were saying you're wearing your necklace.
I am.
Oh, yeah, we went into that boutique.
Yes, for those who remember,
called?
well, if you haven't seen it, it's called Adina Eden.
Oh, well done.
And do you
Because I
remember
was asked by so many people, like,
yes,
remember the name.
and we loved this. It's faux jewellery.
Looks
store,
great,
didn't
though.
we? And thank you. Yes, I went back last week and got a necklace.
It's a very nice one.
Thank
I
you.
like it.
It's real gold, so it means you can get it wet. And
Oh,
all
is
sorts.
it?
Yeah.
Clever.
Yeah. So you bought something there, didn't you?
Yeah, I bought
for
some
Coco,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's cubic zirconia with real gold.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
So I'm not that precious about anything, so it's good for me.
I quite like that. It feels a bit more.
Exactly. More premium.
So yeah, we did that great partnership in New York, and I think we did their first TikTok partnership.
Yes, we did.
Which was really cool.
It was cool. Everyone was dressed up in inflatables.
Maya in a silver
Yes,
puffer is what I remember, and a flamingo.
Yes, Maya going skiing.
Pip in a flamingo or something. So yeah, it was a bit of a dream. We approached them and said, "Look, we're launching this area. Our team are going to be going backwards and forwards. It would be great to partner with you." And they went, "We love that idea." So yeah, we're thrilled to work with them. We flew out with them the other day, and it was freaking great. It was great. Staff were heaven. The food was delicious. And we were in the old business cabin, but actually they're rolling the new ones. I flew back in the new one. It was lovely. Premium economy is great on their new planes, and yeah, lots more to come.
So that's Middle East in a nutshell.
In a nutshell.
Someone has
Sorry,
asked,
that's a lot. But
that was a big
this
old
is a
nutshell.
lot, and this is huge for us.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very. I'm literally so excited for it. Nothing's ever felt so right as a sort of expansion. So yeah.
Next steps. Someone has asked well, there are two questions. Somebody has said, what direction do you see SL going in the future? And someone else has said, where do you see SL in 1, 5, 10 years from now? What's the
I
evolution?
saw that question. I mean, God knows 5, 10 years.
As we say, a year ago, we weren't launching Dubai, anything new. Things changed.
We didn't have a community.
No.
Dubai.
We didn't have a TikTok a year ago.
It was about now.
It was. We started tentatively playing with it towards the end of 22. Yeah. When people ask about it, I say that I feel like Maya and I went away over Christmas and like applied ourselves. Like I spent 10 days watching TikTok and actually using it, and I feel like then we came back and we were like, "Oh, you don't do it, Glossy. You don't do it." You know, that was when we. I feel like January is when we did, and we were trying and we were doing it, but then in January that was when it.
Because we were like, this can fill the behind the scenes.
Yes, you're right.
Void.
You're right. We did.
You remember?
Which it has, I hope.
Which it has.
Yeah.
Well, and we've got our day withs that are happening quite frequently on the show.
Yeah.
There's some really good behind the scenes. Actually, there was a question about behind the scenes, wasn't there? There's some really good behind the scenes stuff booked in, actually.
Yeah.
So we've got our trip.
Yeah.
To the Middle East coming up. We've got an ultra luxe shoot behind the scenes day.
We actually also have.
Your day was so good. I loved
so
that.
Much. We have our dream BTS partnership coming up as well. There's one that we have. God. Can we say it?
Yeah.
So we the amount of time that I've been at SheerLuxe, we have been wanting to do a girls' road trip to Bicester Village. That has been like the kind of, just because it's felt like such a natural fit. It's Bicester. We love Bicester. We love a day trip on BTS. Like it just always felt like such an obvious partnership, and it's finally happening. So Lou and I are off to Bicester next week.
Amazing.
Is it you
and Lou?
Oh yeah. We felt it had to be.
I love that.
Yeah. Excited.
Just give the people what they want.
Exactly. This is it.
I know. How lovely is it to have her back?
The best. It's so strange how a year can feel so. I mean, I remember this time last year thinking like it was unfathomable to think of being with without someone like Lou, who's so core to our team for that amount of time. And now it's like, oh, she's back, and it feels like she never went. It's crazy.
I remember saying to you, I remember Natalie Massenet saying, just remember, everyone's replaceable, sort of.
No, I always think. I think it's totally right.
And we worked so hard to work out what we were going to look like without Lou. And we brought in actually more than one. We brought in sort of 2 or 3 people almost, didn't we? We had Adam for Luxe & Co. We had Emma
on fashion.
And we have Vanessa. And they've all done all 3 of you, if you're listening, have done an amazing job. But I remember you and I saying, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. It's not all falling apart without her. But now she's back. And yesterday I was like, has Lou seen this? Has Lou seen this? I'm happy if Lou's seen it. So, it's amazing how quickly, and that's heaven, isn't it?
Totally.
Like,
that's what I said to you on Friday. I was like, it's just so nice to have someone who you can say, just you do. This is your remit. You look at that.
And there are moments where we've gone, oh my God, what would Lou say? What would Lou say? But we've managed.
Yeah,
which is good to know that we could.
It's important. Exactly.
But God, it's lovely to have her back. It really is.
Yes. So the plan for SheerLuxe.
The plan for SheerLuxe, I mean, God knows, as you've said, there's been so much newness this year. My biggest want for SheerLuxe is longevity. We're in a digital world that is so fast moving, and I sort of look at interior designers and people who own brands that sell clothes and think, God, you can touch it, you can feel it, and it's got this sort of tangible feel to it, which in the digital world you sort of don't feel like you have so much. I hope that as we evolved, as this network evolves, so do we, and that this brand has a long future. I remember thinking, I think 10 years ago, the dream was sell SheerLuxe before it gets left behind, and I feel like we're just pushing, and I like to think that it's around for many, many, many years to come. That's the dream. And I'm sure it will continue to morph in all sorts of ways.
Weird and wonderful
Does
directions.
that answer the question?
That does answer the question. Someone has said, Georgie has the most boss woman energy. What's her secret?
Don't know.
I mean, you have a lot of energy naturally as a person, don't you? Like,
do.
you're quite like, I can't go at your pace.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite
I
inherent
think
to
I
you.
have to. I'm a very high energy person. So is my father, both of my brothers and my sister. I'm really a Coleridge Cole in that way. Actually, so is my mother. What am I talking about? I'm from two parents with really high energy,
But that's
who
not
don't
just high
sit
energy.
still for very long.
Yeah, but equally, you have
not
stamina.
ADHD.
Yeah,
I have
you have
Coleridge
stamina.
Cole's stamina. My father has phenomenal stamina. My brothers, my sister, actually, all four of us have phenomenal stamina. So yeah, I have phenomenal stamina. I have real drive. I have real fear of failure. I want SheerLuxe to continue to be at the forefront, and it excites me, and I love what we do, and I love the people we meet, and the businesses we meet, and the work that we do, and the team that we are, and I guess I love what I do, so it makes it exciting.
How will you develop the VIP subscribers offer and reader events ? I mean, we don't have VIP per se anymore.
Do you think they're talking about EIRs?
EIRs, maybe.
So we launched Extra Important Readers, which is our 10,000 most engaged readers receive a monthly email with, I think there's a great restaurant offer, isn't there, this time? There are pics from all the team. So
It's like exclusive content.
a little exclusive look at what people in the team are loving right now. There are some samples in there.
You did an awesome interview with Lucy Williams in the first edition.
Yeah, that was good, wasn't it? So, and yeah, I think there's a soft launch to a restaurant, there's a discount, there's a, that sort of thing.
Perks.
Oh, there's a really good outlet discount. Okay. So I think that's probably as far as we're going to take EIRs. It's just about, giving some extra love to the people that are most engaged. So get opening and reading, people.
And also someone has asked, when is your next SL Entrepreneurs Day? Which I know was such a loved part of our canon of work. That's evolved a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah.
You always used to say that was your favourite thing we did.
Yeah, it was. So we've had, actually, what's been brilliant this year is you, Maya, Loz, our Chief of Staff, and I have held innovation days.
Yes.
Where every person at SheerLuxe comes in for 15 minutes to share some ideas of, if you had carte blanche, what would you do with SL? And we've had some great suggestions, from coffee table books to a festival. We like that idea.
Book club came from that.
Book club came from that. The list. Can I just give a moment to the list? It was so awesome. Well done.
Good. Thank you. Good. The list for those listening.
Really good. I read it again yesterday.
Good. I know.
I only spotted one typo.
Shh. We don't talk about that. I know. I have to say, I went through it again on Saturday with like God, I really hope this is right. And I got to the end of it and thought, I'm pleased with this.
I did too. My husband even messaged me. I always know when we've nailed something.
Yeah.
He's
It doesn't dish out the compliments.
No.
Yeah.
No. Well, yes and no. But, for him to actually email about a piece of editorial,
good.
I always know that.
Good. It's a list of 100 individuals because it's mostly women, but we have some non-binary individuals on that list as well who have inspired us over the last 12 months, who are either living and working in the UK or are Brits abroad. That's kind of the connecting
And I
thread.
think the point you made on the last 12 months, so look, there are other incredibly inspiring women in the UK, but they might have not sort of done anything new.
Exactly.
So I sort of feel, so-and-so wasn't in there, and you were very quick to say she hasn't done anything new.
Exactly.
And I was like, why is Claudia Winkleman in there? And your answer was?
She won a BAFTA for The Traitors.
By the way, she's freaking awesome. Of course she's in there. But
just,
of course, that was my sort of question.
They had to have a reason for a specific achievement from the past 12 months.
Strictly isn't just enough. Are you watching?
Am I
haven't watched any yet.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's great.
I know. I'm feeling quite anxious. I'm going to Marrakesh this weekend.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oof.
I know. I feel quite.
What's that for?
We booked it with two couples.
Fun.
About 6 months ago, before I was off to Dubai.
Oh yeah.
And it's our wedding anniversary and blah blah blah.
Fun.
Going with friends, why not?
Yeah.
I know. I feel quite nervous, but we've spoken to so many people who've been in the last couple of weeks. And the advice is really to go and they want tourism. It just feels quite odd to be going on.
Yeah, I get that. But I do remember Paula works for the Mayborn Group. She's the kind of doyen of PR in the kind of London hospitality scene, went about a week after the earthquake and said, she said it's a family holiday they do every year. And she was posting about it. And I think Jules Perrone actually posted something similar saying, you have to still come to this country.
Jules was there when it happened.
Yeah, she was there when it happened. Totally stepped outside. I mean, crazy.
Yeah.
But said, it's really important now more than ever to be kind of giving your money to the country and, helping them back on their feet and blah, blah, blah. So I think I understand why you're tentative, but I think it's the right thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I do too.
Okay, another question. Someone has asked for career advice at age 40. I mean, it's quite a broad question, isn't it?
I mean,
Do you feel like
I think go for it.
Did anything change at 40? Like when you hit 40 career-wise, did it kind of refocus your goals, or did it change your perception of work?
No, but I think I guess it depends what age your children are. I think my children are 12, 11, and 6, and I think that they need me more than ever, and actually that's hard. I feel I remember when they were little, thinking, oh, it'll be so much easier when they're older, and somebody said, no, they need you more when you're older. I mean, they really do, and so it doesn't get easier in that sense. But I guess I start to see that it won't be that long before they are a lot more physically independent. I feel like right now they need me physically and emotionally. When they're little, it's more physical. And I think, give it a few years and they can take themselves around, then it's more emotional. But, and that will, I'm sure, never go away. But I do look ahead and think I have many, many, many years of my career ahead of me. And what that looks like, I don't know. But, and there's lots of things I'd like to be involved in, from, maybe investing at some point to, doing more with the, doing more with ex-offenders to, but yeah, I feel like at 40, you're just getting going. So I always say to people, when you start having children, you think it's everything, and it is everything. It is, but like keep your toe in, because there comes a point where you're so grateful that you have, and then you can lean into your career again. So I think if you want to work, just start, and you're really useful. I've said that before. Your life skills are really useful. You're great at spinning plates, and you've got wisdom from motherhood and not if you haven't had children. But I think, I think go for it. You're only just starting. I really do.
There's a long time left.
Yeah.
Someone has said, did you find it hard to step down as editor, or was the timing right?
I did not find it hard. No, timing was right. It was a bit early than I thought, actually.
Yeah, me too.
She's doing such a good job. No, it's amazing. People always say, how involved are you? And like,
I'm not that involved.
I'm really not.
I know. People say to me, oh, and do you sit down with her every day? I'm like, no.
No, we had a vague idea about a catch up on a Friday.
Yeah, that doesn't happen. No.
Doesn't happen very often.
Must come back to that.
But no, it's like truly, it's nothing that gives me more pleasure than seeing people do amazing things. And the Christmas gift guide, I was slightly
get over it.
watching that from my office, going, oh my God, what is going on? I have to say,
have you seen it?
I've seen one snap. I mean,
I'll show you some
you
more
really,
afterwards. It looks fucking amazing.
And I looked at it and I was like,
yeah,
I've got to give it to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good
a lot
to
of boxes.
a lot of boxes, but they've all gone back. And
nearly all.
yes.
Have you opened the cupboards?
No, I don't
Do not touch. This is going back.
God.
No.
Good.
No, I did not. And it's great to see. And I'm enjoying a different role too. So it's all good.
Well, and as we've established, there's too much to go around. You couldn't possibly be doing any of that if you were still doing any of this.
Absolutely.
So there we go.
No.
All right, let's do a little bit of quick fire fashion and beauty. Can we talk about beauty very quickly? Because you went to see Dr. David
Did you
Jack.
see on my Instagram last night?
I saw on your Instagram that you went to see Dr. David Jack for Morpheus 8 yesterday. And I need to know, because everyone talks about how painful Morpheus 8 is.
And everyone is talking about Morpheus 8 right now.
And you claimed that it was painless with Dr.
Dude, the
David
only
Jack.
reason I posted it, I wasn't going to post it because I was like, it's no one's business. I had it. It's my second one. And a girlfriend had it the week after me, and she was like, holy shit, I feel like I've been stabbed all over my face. And he has this numbing cream. That is something like 5% versus 1.5%. Don't quote me. I'm not a doctor. And what's the disclaimer? This is not medical advice.
Say as I do as I say.
Anyway, all I can say is you sit for an hour and a half with this numbing cream and it does not hurt at all.
Wow.
The guy's a genius.
And you're happy with the results?
I've had 2. I've really... Yeah. I am. I'm like, sod filler. It's all about...
Oh, interesting.
Well,
Wow.
it tightens.
Yeah. Have you had Profilo or no?
Yeah.
You have as well.
Yeah, of course.
What haven't you tried?
Of course I've had Profilo, yes. But, yeah, Profilo's great. But...
Okay, Morpheus 8's the one you rate.
I was in the gym this summer on holiday. And I was like, oh, my jowl looks...
That bit.
Anyway.
I get that as well.
We'll see. I've had two. It's early days, but I had it last night.
Yeah. Skin looks amazing.
I don't have
Very
any
fresh.
redness.
No, not at all. You do not. Okay, let's do a bit of fashion quickfire. What is one staple item to add to your wardrobe now? Have you added anything for autumn winter?
Oh, I have to say I went to Ray yesterday.
Oh yeah.
That collection. I have to say I've loved Ray for many, many years, to the extent that I got out a picture of my pink shearling to show.
Oh yeah.
To show Grace.
Oh, yes, that's Ray.
I know.
What did you go for?
I really and ahhed. And there was a really nice suede jacket with tassels on.
Oh yeah, that's amazing, that jacket.
But bearing in mind, I can't make a fashion decision without copying Hodge, according to the powers that be. Love you, Hodge. I was like, I'm not sure I should get this, but it's really fucking cool.
It's really cool.
It's a bit boho for me.
Yeah, that's true.
So I got a white, really oversized blazer with a tie.
I know exactly what you mean. Gorgeous, yeah.
Um,
It's one of the only brands that I like genuinely spend my money, you know?
Me too.
Like really.
My pink trousers are from there. I've got another suit from there.
Yeah.
I actually bought a grey suit in this sale this summer, which is like winter. So anyway, I went to Carlos Place and had a bit of a try on, which I think is actually going on our TikTok today.
Okay.
An amazing navy bomber, if you're looking for a bomber. I mean, look, suits are here to stay, which I'm delighted. It makes dressing very easy. I love tailoring, always have.
Yeah. Do you know where there's such good tailoring at the moment? Me and Em.
Oh my God, I'm wearing me in
Are you? Those trousers. Hodge bought an amazing grey pair.
Yes.
Recently, which are with like some front pleats, which are really gorgeous.
Yeah, they're really nice. They're the same
stuff.
shape as this, actually.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just getting more boring and more simple as time goes by.
Classic is the word.
I mean, you know, quiet luxury.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
It's
what
funny.
About you? What about you?
Well, it's funny you say that because it just has a way of rubbing off on you, doesn't it? That trend.
Well,
so
you're brown, I'd say.
I'm
dreaming
in
in
case
brown.
you haven't heard
Dreaming
me
in
mention
brown.
it, I'm going to be drowning in brown.
Dreaming. I said
I
dreaming.
know, but drowning's probably
drowning
more
and
accurate.
dreaming in brown.
Quiet luxury the same. I'm kind of looking at a lot of my handbags at the moment, thinking, oh, you're a bit flashy. So the Kate bags are like the perfect in between quiet luxury. I was using a new handbag this morning from Suzanne, which I love. It's the most incredible pink color. It's like a kind of brownie pink. And Ben goes to me, where's that from? I said, Suzanne. He goes, that's nice. It'd be nice if it was from the row. Yeah, it would. Yeah.
Thought the
It would be. Can we just, make that happen?
I mean, I think if you're going to buy a bag, the Bottega with the gold is just... It's the one.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I was in Berlin this weekend and popped into the store, which is the shop in Soho House, which Alex Eagle owns and creates. There is amazing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's really
I've
cool.
stayed there.
And they have the full Bottega collection, like ready to wear, men, women. The intricato trousers and jackets, all about. I mean, unreal. So good to see it in the flesh.
So good.
Somebody has asked about styling black leggings. Can black leggings still be worn fashionably? I feel like you're quite good at a legging.
I like a shiny legging or a flared with a slit.
Yeah.
I mean, on Great Things About Autumn Winter, I think Frankie Shop has got some incredible stuff. I actually think the piece, I was sort of going blank on the spot, but the piece that I'm mad about, and actually I saw a couple of girls in Dubai wearing them, and then I tried one on at Ray yesterday, is a long black straight skirt with a split, quite a thick material with a sort of trouser waistband.
Yeah.
I think that's really good. I've actually just put one in my shopping bag from the Frankie Shop. So I think that's a really good buy. Black leggings, I think you've got to wear something massively oversized with them, obviously. And the right shoe.
Yeah.
I quite like them with
I love them with a ballet flat.
my knackered ballet flats. But
Someone says, struggling with the term investment piece, how do you know if it's going to stand the test of time?
I mean, I think bags and shoes and jewellery is the stuff that really stands the test of time. Even, coats, tailoring, obviously. It's difficult with waist. I mean, we're in a very androgynous, oversized era right now. That's the best stuff to buy, but equally, will some feminine silhouette come up? I mean, I think with the sort of gender fluidity now, it's hard to see.
It's hard. It's so hard
to see
to
the waist come back that much.
I
mean, Tom Ford was more feminine and sexy than we've seen in a long time, which I loved.
Can't imagine swapping out a big blazer for a kind of fitted single breasted
for
or something, can you?
Peplum waist.
No, certainly not. We're going to fire through these. Knitted cardigans or jackets, where to buy? Where are you liking for knitwear right now? Ray. Me and Em.
Stories always has good knitwear. COS has quite good knitwear.
COS has got some very good knitwear right now.
Uniqlo.
Yeah. How can I still look chic when I am in gym wear all week for work and school runs?
I think, sorry to bang on about a ballet flat, but I often wear a ballet flat or a good sock. I mean, chic. I'd say a cap looks cool, but is that chic? I don't know.
Cap's quite chic. I think
it looks stylish. Don't know how
that's fair.
chic gym kit ever looks.
I think a good puffer coat, especially as we go into winter. I'm thinking of your silver one. I'm thinking of my La Double J one.
Yeah.
If you've just got some black leggings and trainers with a puffer, then I mean, you can't really
I
go
don't
wrong,
think it's
can you?
chic, but I think you can look stylish.
Agreed. I know you've marked your diary for the Beckham documentary. 4th of October. Okay.
I did actually just say to Charlotte, oh my God, 4th of October. Well, I need to watch and just like that season 2.
Yeah, have you not watched any of it?
No.
Oh.
I've got such a backlog, I can't even really cope. I need to just go away on my own. And
just binge TV.
binge TV.
I really loved to hate this season.
Did you?
It was really bad. It was really bad.
Oh no.
But like good bad.
Oh, you love to hate it?
I loved to hate it.
Sorry.
Like I really hated it, but I couldn't stop watching. You know? It was really addictive. Are you watching anything else?
I'm White Lotus season 2.
Oh,
I mean, that's how
you're really
behind I am. I'm really behind.
Yeah. Are you enjoying it?
Yes, really enjoying it. So good. I hope
Yeah.
you make more.
Yeah.
Where was it
Yeah,
shot?
no, there isn't.
Where was season 2 shot?
At the Four Seasons in Sicily.
Is it? And how long do they have to close it for? I mean, there was a bit when they were in jumpers.
Well, they shot it in winter, and they've talked about that. So they're lying on the beach, like looking like it's summer, but it's like.
Well, they're not, because they're actually at breakfast on the first day. He's in like a rugby shirt. I was like,
But you know that very first scene, which actually ends up being the last scene where they're kind of about to leave. I think it was like quite chilly.
So good. The acting is amazing.
Good.
I'm also reading 21st Century Business Icons, I think it's called, which has got a chapter about Whitney Wolf, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, and on and on and on and on.
You've got a bit of an Elon Musk fascination, haven't you?
I have. Yeah, the Elon Musk show. The Musk show is brilliant. But yeah, it's sort of the 20 biggest business icons, and some you don't know in a book. So a chapter for each one about their leadership styles. It's sort of like reading a short story every night. So you get in this one chapter.
Nice.
It's quite quick. My husband's watching something called The Billionaires, which is a 5-part docuseries on Bezos, Musk, Zuckerberg. Is it Bill Gates? He said Steve Jobs isn't in it. Who's the other one?
There's Warren Buffett.
He's not in it.
There's
I
that
think
other
Bryn
one
and
who's all over
Sergi
TikTok.
are one.
Oh, fine. Okay.
Anyway,
Cool.
quite good that. That's on Netflix, I think, 5 parts.
Really interesting about how they got there.
Yeah.
Cool.
And dying to watch the supermodels.
I know. I can't. Do you know what? It really passed me by. I think I saw it and I was like, oh, fantastic, and then just completely forgot. So that's on my watch list.
I don't have Apple TV though.
Apple TV, Georgie, is like that. Like, I actually, do you know what? I was thinking. Now I finished Sex Education. I was like, I think I can actually give up Netflix. I don't think there's anything apart from Stranger Things. There's nothing. I don't watch The Crown, so I honestly think I can.
The Crown's finished.
No, there's one more.
Is there?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Have you not seen them filming the like William and Kate up in Edinburgh?
No.
God, they look so like them. It's mad. Yeah. Apple TV is the best.
Yeah, I need to get it. I thought you got it for on your phone. It's like,
I think it's like $4.99 a month. Netflix is something like.
I'm married to an accountant. It's rubbed off on me.
Okay, quick lifestyle questions. Any advice on how to get into fashion without experience?
Work experience, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I always say build a portfolio. Have something to prove that you're
Show your
interested
eye.
in it. Show your eye, exactly.
Yeah.
What is your favourite thing about your job?
The people. Meeting them, working with them. Discovery. Like Middle East, like discovering new brands again. Like that many is just with a different aesthetic and feel. Not always different, but the discovery of newness. That combined with the people, for sure. You?
The variety. My brain goes like ping pong all day long, but I think I'd be bored otherwise.
Yeah.
Okay, finally, what are your tips for managing work-life balance, going to the gym, getting sleep, being healthy, having friends, etc., etc.?
It's hard. It's just go. I mean, that's why I'm watching White Lotus 2 now.
Yeah.
You know.
So balls will drop.
My top tip is to listen to podcasts on double speed. Maybe that should be
I
it.
don't agree with that advice. Chipmunk podcasts. What is one thing you're looking forward to between now and January?
I'm most looking forward to this series that I've just filmed coming up. I think you picked that up.
Yeah. Are you excited? Good.
Yeah.
Good.
What about you?
Oh, me. I'm excited to see our Christmas gift guide go live.
Me
We've got
too.
some awesome content. The day that this goes live is our Autumn Winter Ultra Luxe edition.
Oh.
And
Is it really?
it is
Hooray.
on Friday.
I'm excited to see Layla's shoot.
It's fucking good. It's really good. All right, we'll leave it there. I mean, we could keep doing this.
I know. I mean, that's been very long. Anyway.
Yes. Thanks so much.
That was
Enjoy
fun.
catch up as ever. And thanks for listening. If you have any feedback at all, please do email podcast@SheerLuxe.com. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and tell your friends. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.